Let me ask you, when was the last time you went on a trip and you didn't have a destination? What I'm referring to is your fitness goals. How exactly do you plan on establishing fitness goals, and what exactly do you need to establish in order to see those goals in a realistic time frame and manner as well? So in this video, I'm going to help you break down exactly the 7 steps that we're going to need to establish and really write down in order to see our goals. And real quick too, these 7 steps help me to get from here to here in a matter of 5 months. I just wanted to share that with you. Of course, it's something I apply to my personal fitness journey along with my clientele. If you don't know this, I've been training people for the last 9+ years. Well, professionally, of course, and also I've been in my own business coming up on a year now. This is my personal training studio, and I also train people online as well. And if you want to follow along, I would tell you to download in the link in the description below the document that we're going to be going over. Pretty much I wrote it down. You can write it down if you want to, or you could download the document down below for your own reference, or even to go along with the video as well, or to replay it later on. Up to you. But here we go. So this is the goal worksheet that you're going to be downloading. And of course you could download it unless you just want to free write it on a notebook. That's going to be definitely up to you. But whatever it may be, these are going to be the 7 steps that you'll take to make real and establish real goals that's going to help you to your goals. Okay. Well, real goals that's actually going to help you to get there rather than just it be too vague or just impossible, right? So these are the 7 steps. Step number 1 is you're going to write down in detail and be specific exactly what you want, and leave being realistic out the door. Because honestly, I want you to be somewhat unrealistic, because what we think realistic is tends to be within the framework of our own experience, and we never really know what we're truly capable of. I've trained hundreds of people, and almost always they believe that they're not as capable as what they truly are. So it's pretty crazy. So do what you can to be a little bit unrealistic, nothing too crazy, just enough to get outside of your realistic, quote unquote, realistic zone. But really for my example, what I wrote down was, that how much weight I wanted to cut down, and the weight I wanted or needed to be, and the goal weight that I had, right? I also wrote down the details such as I wanted a defined 6-pack abs, I wanted a nice defined chest, cut legs, a defined back and V cut, and I didn't hold back, so you shouldn't hold back either. Write down exactly what you want in that box below, or many boxes below, right? You could have as many boxes as you want. The goal is to write down everything and anything. The more detail, the better. Step number 2 is by when. You need a deadline. You need to know exactly when you want to really, when you really want to get to this goal. Now, it's funny, I wrote down realistically give yourself 12 to 20-ish months, when really I meant weeks. So by the time you download this, or you're gonna write it down, you know, you're gonna see weeks instead of months. But you see there, realistically give yourself 12 to 20 weeks, not months if you want to. That's, hey, the slower the better. But it took me 5 months for my 40-pound weight loss. Realistically though, it did take me the last 2 or 3 months to get most of the weight off, and really have been my leanness I've been in a very long time. However, here's the thing. You got to give yourself enough time, but make sure it's not forever. And you got to make sure you're urgent enough, but just make sure it doesn't become an impossibility or overwhelming for you. So whatever today's date is, or whenever you plan on starting, write that down. And then your goal date, again, be realistic. Give yourself just enough time. Not too much, not too little as well. Number 3 will be set small goals on the way to your major goals. It's like you're going on a road trip, right? You're going on a road trip and you want to have little stops to enjoy the road trip. Because if you go straight through or try to push it, one, you're going to run out of gas without the brake. 2, you're going to be super hungry. 3, you're going to probably have peed all over yourself. And you get the point, right? You want to have like enjoyable rest stops on the way to your goal. So same here. You want to have minor goals on the way to your major goals. And this could be, performance goals. Hey, I held a plank longer. Hey, I did more push-ups than last time. Hey, I did more weight. That's something I like to do as well. Establish these smaller goals within myself, in my notes, whatever it may be. Hey, I did this weight for this many reps with a pause or whatever it may be, right? You could think of, did you run longer? Did you hold the squat longer? You could think of mobility goals as well. Sky's the limit. Again, you want to establish these 3 to 5 goals. Number 4 is to establish and write down a action plan. What do you plan on doing? How many days do you plan on working out? How many days do you plan on doing cardio for how long? What are you going to do for your nutrition and how will you track it? That's super important. You need to write down what exactly you need to do. And it could be very basic, but just write it down. Make sure you have that plan because then you're going to follow it. So number 5 is going to be very difficult, but what do you need to sacrifice? What are the things that are holding you back? For me, and mine still, personally, is, getting food that is out, not making it on my own. Either eating out with the family or ordering on DoorDash, right? And usually it's something that's pretty bad. It's hard to want to order something nutritious and good when you're out. I mean, that's my case. I'm sure you can agree, or maybe not, I don't know. But it's very hard to find that willpower to order something healthy, when you're out and about. Another thing that was hard for me was alcohol. That's what I wrote down as something I needed to, sacrifice so I could get to my goal. So what do you need to sacrifice? Write it down, as many things as possible, even if it's like Oreos, right? That's another thing I had to sacrifice. So now, number 6, what are the biggest obstacles? How will you get over them? So we discussed my biggest sacrifices, my struggles, right? Was eating out and alcohol. So how I decided to get over them was to limit myself tremendously. Either eat out as much as 1 time a week at most. And if we're going to eat out anywhere, it's going to be something relatively healthy. Or if I'm not in the mood to go out and about, make something that feels like we went out. Or eat something that feels like we went out. Something we like to do is go to Winn-Dixie or Publix, get their crabs, and eat crab legs. Or it feels like we're in a restaurant, but we're eating it at home. Nothing too crazy. Or I get a nice steak, right? Whatever it may be, just try to make it feel good. Or if we go out, it will be mostly like a fine dining restaurant, because usually they will have really good foods that are relatively on the healthier side and cooked. I mean, they have quality foods. At least maybe we perceive it that way, but it's really good. It tastes super good. It's super tender. But you know what I'm saying. Anyways, another thing too, we limited that. We picked healthier options. As far as drinking alcohol, I didn't drink it at home. I opted either if we're out with friends, maybe I might choose to drink it, or maybe not. Really, I decided more often than not, no. So what are the obstacles you need to get over, and how will you do so, right? You need to be real with yourself. Number 7 is this. What exactly do you plan on measuring, and how will you track it? For example, do you plan on measuring your body weight, your body weight, your body fat? Do you plan on using videos, forward, side, and back, pictures, forward, side, and back? Do you plan on using measurements consistently? How often do you plan on doing that as well? So something you definitely need to keep in mind. How will you track the process? What other things will you also track? And another thing I wrote down was I'm gonna, track and reward my small wins, whatever it may be. And that usually is a great thing to do, is small wins, whether you work out consistently or whether you ate on point, whatever it may be. But either way, you need to track, you need to find a way to track and also reward yourself when you do track. Super helpful. So these are the 7 steps you need to take in order to have well-established goals that's going to actually, help you get there faster, right? If you want any feedback on this, please email me right there below. And of course, the email is going to be in the document as well. So I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please comment any questions you may have.